All right, everybody, let's have some fun. Made some big changes to this Landslide Druid, and I think he still has some upgrades that he needs to do as far as masterworking, but I think he's just about ready to really start getting into some stuff here. I'm going to start it off, though, by doing... Where is it? We don't have any. We ran them all. We need, so let's go and do, I'm thinking a tier 7. We'll see. I hope this guy's ready for it. We're going to find out right now, aren't we? All right, let's drink this. Bring our armor. Armor's a little bit low on this build right now, but it's going to come up. All right, let's go. Let's go. Did I not click it? I did not. Okay, let's go. Had some fun follower runs over the weekend on Sunday. I know that the guys got some good mythics. I'm really glad they were able to grab some. I was able to grab some myself. Nothing that I needed, but we were able to cash them in to get the Doombringer for this character right here. Wave 1 done. This is the first time I think I've ran a tier 7 with this character, so since we made the changes especially, so let's see how he's doing here. We made a lot of changes to the Paragon board on him. Just did a lot of changes. Wave 2 is done. Mass damage. Trying to dodge their cold.
I'm not
just because I don't want to get frozen and then I'm helpless. Purify version, that's a good version too, man.
I'm not ready yet.
Alright, that's wave 3 down. Drain health. Yeah, we'll do it with the speed. This guy's a little bit slower than I'd like him to be, so the build really isn't done. We haven't finished our master working on this guy. We've been concentrating so much on our sorcerer and lately with my rogue, so it's time to get this guy where he needs to be. There's still a little bit I got to finish up on my rogue as well. And if there's time, I really would like to do a whirlwind barb. Barb has actually been my favorite character all since season 1, so we purposely have not done one this season just because I'm trying to look for a little bit of a change. That was a lot of damage right there.
I must wait.
Alright, there's wave 4. Just started a rogue. Yeah, I've got a rogue, a barrage rogue. I really enjoy it. He's been a fun build too. And then with my lightning spear sorcerer, it's just been a blast so far this season. I mean, I'm still not super thrilled, and I made it clear during the PTR that this right here, Infernal Hordes, I just think these are like kind of boring, but great match, great XP, hard to look away from it.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I must wait. I must wait. I'm not ready yet.
Probably use a little more spirit per second too, but I think he's doing all right. Frozen Orb build. I did a Frozen Orb build on season 4, I think it was. Yeah, there's so many different fun builds to do. All right, so here we go, wave 6. Yeah, we'll go with the Hellborn. Some of them are just not worth doing. They just take too long on tier 7 and tier 8. So you're better off just to burn through this as quick as you can, but still try to grab as much ether as you can. But some, like the Ether Lords, things like that, once you get to tier 7 and 8, they can actually take too much time to get finished. That was wave 6. Yeah, it's worth it for the mats. Yeah, 8 is not worth it at all. And there's been so much published about that tier 8 is just not worth it. The rewards aren't that much better than a 7. It just takes too much time. It's just, yeah. Sadly, and you would think that, you know, Blizzard would have fixed it, but they didn't. I mean, all they had to do is make it drop way greater rewards. Because right now, the only reason to do it is just to say, I did it. You know what I mean? And once you do it once, it's like killing Lilith. Once you do it once, it's kind of like, okay. The one thing this guy's got going, this build has got going for it right now is its cooldown is like really pretty darn good. He's got his cooldowns set pretty well. I think the follower run that we did Sunday was super successful, man. I know that quite a few followers got some really good mythic drops during that run. Okay, this is wave 8. Holy cow. I think the raid looks interesting. I mean, the only problem with the raid is it's only good for kind of, well, I don't know. We shouldn't say that yet, I guess. There may be some great gear in it, but the raid coming is good for the tempering scrolls, so you can reset. If you brick a piece, you can reset it and still use it, which is good. No, the Blizzard is super slow at fixing everything, bro. And Dario Rogue build, that's a nice build too. Yeah, Dario Rogue is a nice build. I wish they would come up with a different class myself. The Spiritborn class I was disappointed with. Everything, it's okay, so here's the Spiritborn in a nutshell. It's a nature class. It can be a gorilla, it can be an eagle, it can be a centipede, or it can be a jaguar. Now, call me crazy, but I think all of those could have been rolled into a druid, and you could have really given us a new class, but they didn't. So it is what it is. I also think that, I think we made a pretty good show of it on the weekend during the follower run. That you see a chest here in the Infernal Horde boss chambers. You're going to see a chest when we get there. They need to do that in every boss chamber, because you fill your bag after really one run on Torment, and it's crazy. You got to go back to an NPC every single run. It's just, if you put the stash box in every chamber's quarters instead of just here, also put it in every boss chamber, you could not only get your mats that you need, but you could also, make bag space by putting stuff in stash. It just logically makes sense. Been asking for it since the initial release of this game, and Blizzard has just refused to do it. And then they kind of teased us by doing it in here in the Infernal Horde, and I'm like, you boogers, man. You know this is what we've been asking for, and you put it in here only. So yeah, it's frustrating dealing with Blizzard. All right, last wave right here. We'll do this one, although I wish we would have had this choice a lot earlier, because this is one of the better ones where you can get quite a bit of ether sometimes. It all depends on how good you are dodging the fire. right there, I wasn't very good. And there, landed right on me.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
I just when during the PTR, my comment to Blizzard about this Infernal Hordes was that I felt like running the same boss every single time was these were already boring enough. I just thought it should have been a different boss occasionally in here, but you know, my disappointment was, and I told them during the PTR, was that we already have threat level hordes in Helltide. So why are you just giving us the same thing, only locked in a room? It's like, I just didn't think there was a whole lot of imagination used, but that's Blizzard. I played World of Warcraft for almost 20 years, so I'm kind of used to what Blizzard does.
I'm not ready yet.
Hey, Mr. Hawkeye, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
I must wait a
Or send to a stash option is also another great idea. I mean, just some way that we don't have to, oh, what happened there? So we don't have to constantly be leaving, looking for an NPC. Just seems a little bit absurd.
I must wait a
I guess I probably better not. I better stop watching chat and watch what I'm doing, because I'm just standing in this guy's stuff like right there again.
I must wait a I'm not ready yet. I must wait a minute.
It's crazy the hit points these guys have in here too. I think my sorcerer actually has an easier time in here than... This is the first time I ran a tier 7 with this character, so I think my sorcerer... But my sorcerer is also all masterwork, and this guy's not. So that might be the whole thing where I'm seeing the big difference.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait a minute.
This guy hasn't even hardly any damage. Like 3 million damage right there we just did. He's still standing. 1 million, 6 million. Dude is still standing. All right. All I want is the mats. Yeah, this guy's just not masterwork totally yet. In fact, he's kind of behind on it a little bit. But I wanted to test him on a T7, see how he did. We haven't played him very much. We've really been concentrating on our sorcerer a lot. And then with my rogue as well. So I thought, let's get this guy out today. Let's start testing him, see what he's doing, what he needs. We made a lot of changes to this character over the last couple weeks. Like, again, not playing him much, but when we do play him, it seems like we're making huge changes. Thank you, Mr. Hawkeye. RK, how you doing? Good to see ya. All right, let's... I don't know if they're good. I wouldn't say they're good. I would say, you know, I mean, they're not bad. Basically, here's what he's wearing. He's got the Vasily's Prayer. He's got chest piece with symbiotic, unsung, Tumult's Will, Wildheart Hunger, Doombringer, Chain of the Natural Balance on this guy, a Ring of Starless Skies, Earthbreaker, and just a retaliation focus. That's what he's doing. I have a sorcerer, rogue, and druid, and my sorcerer so far has been the easiest. But I could actually, I kind of foresee a rogue, my rogue. What the hell? Oh, because we just opened another, we just found more. All right. Why the Doombringer? We are 100% this season doing cookie cutter builds. We are not creating our own builds like we always do this season. Cookie cutter, and the cookie cutter build at Diablo.gg by Rob says Doombringer if you take it to the Uber build. So that's what we switched to. I questioned it too. Yeah, you can run the Mahonic Ring, but once you go to Uber build, the Mahonic Ring goes out and it gets replaced with the Ring of Starless Skies. During the leveling and up to and tier 1 and non-Uber build, yes, you're running the, in fact, you'll see I have it right here. So when I switch to Uber build, then I'm putting in the Ring of Starless Skies to replace this ring, and you're putting in Doombringer to replace your other piece. And again, like I said, I am strictly doing, yeah, Maxroll DG is the one I was using in the past, and then somebody contacted me and said, hey, take a look at this build at Diablo.gg by Rob. And I did, and I'm like, okay, his Paragon board just makes so much freaking sense. I was like, okay, I like it a lot better. So yeah, we have switched, and it's been very recent that we did this switch, and I'm liking it so far. I kind of questioned the Doombringer like you. I mean, I did. I kind of questioned like why would you want to put the Doombringer in? But it does seem to be doing its job pretty well in here. All right, so let's see what we can burn these up on. I know that I wanted, now I can't remember what I was doing here. Two. I think it was this one that I wanted to try to. T8s, you know, with my sorcerer, they just make me sweat. I could do them, but I'm like, they make me sweat. And when I get the reward, I'm always disappointed. I'm like, well, that wasn't that great.
Not bad.
All right. So we did a T7 for the first time with this dude. Not too shabby. Now what I'd really like to go test him doing is this. Let's grab some stones and let's go see what happens. To me, this is the true test on where he's going to need to improve. Let's go find out. I'm going to tell you, Lord Zir has been dropping mythics like crazy, you guys. I'm not doing Lord Zir right now. I want to test this build with Durrell Torment, but Lord Zir, we did a follower run Sunday, and I know those guys pulled in a lot of mythics with me. I pulled in some. I think I pulled in 3. Each guy, I think, pulled in 2. It was a really, really successful run. And we'll do another one this weekend. Anything I can do to help somebody get their mythics and get their builds, I'm super happy to do. And it makes it worthwhile for me to burn my mats up. Which, I think Landslide and Boulders both are pretty good. I know Landslide is a S tier build, and Boulders I think is a A tier build. But you can't really base it off of that always, because you look at the Whirlwind Barbarian, and he's an S tier, I mean an A tier,
and he's just, I'm telling you, he's awesome. I ran Whirlwind Barb. Another guy was running it. It ran with me, and he just destroyed everything before I could get anything done. I was pretty impressed. And guys, if you wonder, like, who am I talking to? Well, I've got 5. I mean, I'm streaming Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook all at the same time. So I got a lot of chat screens going on here. Okay, well, he absolutely smoked Drell. I mean, he just totally way faster than I thought he was gonna do. Oh, awesome, Stidgen. So you got another one after our run Sunday, man. Yeah, yesterday my internet was down. I couldn't even stream yesterday or anything. My internet was totally down. And my service provider jumps on it when I call. But it was storming here, and there was nothing they could do until it was done. Got your Andy Visage for your rogue. Yeah, Andy's is a nice piece. I think that dropped a couple times for us during our Sunday run, actually. Okay, so I don't see any issue with this build right now. I think it's basically ready to roll. So that just leaves my rogue that I have to get completed. And this guy again still has a few masterworking pieces that need to get finished up, but yeah, it's the website that I use for this build is, let me find it and I will just paste it in there for you. It's right here, copy. And remember, right now it's set on Uber. You can change it up to standard, but right there, let me paste that in there for you. And say, boom. That's where I found it. Let me do that over here for Twitch and YouTube and Facebook as well. Oh, it won't let me. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, I gotta do it here. I know why. There you go. That's the build that I switched to just recently. I was using the maxroll.gg build. This is the one that I'm using now. And it's just the Paragon board alone. The Maxroll GG build, I was kind of not happy with to begin with, because I didn't like some of the things he did in the Paragon board. But
Don't ruin all that work.
yeah, it's the Diablo.gg build. It's by Rob. It's just so much better. And I'm not trying to say that whoever did the one over there at Maxroll, which I can't remember his name, he's actually the guy that did the one at Maxroll. I'm going to be honest with you. All he ever plays is Druid. That's the only thing he's ever played. And he's played Diablo since Diablo 1 all the way. I mean, everywhere. If there was a Druid, that's what he played. Always. So yeah, he knows his stuff, but I just didn't like his Paragon board set up the way he had it. Ken, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Me and Ken banged out my gutter system over the weekend. It was awesome of him to come over and help me get it installed. We got it done fairly quick compared to me doing the other 120 feet by myself. It was awesome. Yeah, it was good help. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, I've had Darrell where I'll go huge dry spells without him dropping a single good thing. And then, he'll drop 2 in a row, which he's done to me over and over. But the time I give up on him is when I go, okay, let's go back, try him again. And then I get 2 in a row. big lag right there. That was kind of strange. And he's gonna get to low phase 2. Unbelievable. Yeah, mythics from Durrell are slow and far between. But you go to Lord Zir and they seem to be dropping like water. I mean, jeez. We just got so many of them. All right, let's go back. This is the part I hate right here. Just give me a stash box in here. Give me something. Give me something. Having to go back to an NPC every single time. And the killer is they showed us that they can do it because they put the stash box in the Infernal Hordes. So it's like, okay, you guys understand exactly what we've been asking for since beginning of the game. And you refuse to do it. Now you do it to tease us. You put it in Infernal Hordes. Which I guess, I've never really grabbed the gear in Infernal Hordes because the gear every time I've ever done it was a waste of my time. But I guess if you were grabbing gear in there, having a stash box is a good idea because I was wondering for a long time, why are you even putting a box here? But if you're grabbing gear, then yeah, it makes sense. All right, let's jump over. So now it got me wondering if I should go over and do just 0. Andariel, I think Andariel dropped for us on our Sunday run too. I think good to hear, Mr. J. Good to see you. I think it dropped for us too. I think some of the guys were saying they were getting some good drops when we were running Sunday. All right, so we're not seeing anything here. The place that we've been having the most luck is right here, the Darkened Way. And it just seems like that's been the best spot. Yeah, I am running the Landslide today. Yes, yep, today is Landslide Day. What build? This is Landslide Druid. The link, I posted it a little bit earlier in the chat of where you can find this build. It's not the one on maxroll.gg, I can tell you that, because that's the one I was using. And I freaking hated it. So I guarantee you that is not the build. No, I'm not using the Doom Unsung one either. I did use that one as well. And I absolutely, I'm going to be lying and lie. I hated that build. I really did. And I'll tell you why. It's really based a lot on the Cataclysm skill, and I hate that skill. Now I know that they buffed it this season. I know they did some good things for it, but oh my gosh, I hate that skill. And we're gonna go right up here. You guys are noticing I got a ton of mats. Yeah, I also got a ton of gold. For a long time with my sorcerer did nothing but run tier 7s and tier 8s and just cashed in gold. Didn't grab a thing, just gold. Then bought not all, but most of my mats I bought off of trade chat using that exact gold, and I still got trillions of gold. Petrify, that's what I was using. I was using Petrify. Yep, I was using that as well. Well, goblins. I think today is the last day of goblins, isn't it? I think today is when it all ends. Couple things this build I need to improve. One is his movement speed is still a little bit sluggish. His armor is not exactly where it needs to be without using potions, so you're welcome for the link, bro. I used Butcher's Cleaver, definitely. I used it for this entire run until I got my mythics. And then once you go mythics, once you get the mythic ring, Starless Skies, as
switched to Doombringer, I was actually surprised about the improvement with Doombringer. I was totally surprised. I really didn't understand why were they using Doombringer, but now that I'm using it, I go, okay, it's pretty incredible. This is where we saw a lot of mythics. And this boss is so easy. And what I usually do, and I just, like you saw me just test it with this guy running a tier 7 Infernal. I usually will run most of my Infernal hordes with my sorcerer because he just blows through them so fast. He just blows right through it. Whoops, where am I going? This way. Forgot where I was. So a lot of times I'll just use my sorcerer. I'll farm Infernal hordes as fast as I can fly through them, and then use his mats with all my alts. Let's go ahead and get rid of these two. Like I said, I think today is the last day for goblins.
You can take what's left.
Yeah, and doesn't the Butcher's Cleaver also has a fear? Doesn't it? I think it fears enemies. Whereas the Doombringer is just, it's using the shadow damage, and it reduces the damage by 20%, damage reduction by another 15 to 177. All stats is what really made a huge difference. It's been an amazing piece. I actually have never used it before, not for any of my barbs in the past seasons, not for anything. I've used the Grandfather before, but never the Doombringer, and it's just been incredible. That was a good hit right there, he did. Okay. Sunday when we were running followers through here, it was, I remember you couldn't see anything. The floor was full of gear because we were just kind of leaving it and just running over and over and over. It really started to get hard to target. We're not going to stay in here for much longer. I just wanted to come here and check him out. Like I said, I just wanted to test this guy's ability, and that's why we went to Darrell first. And he burned through Darrell like nothing. I really do hate Andariel. And the only reason I hate Andariel is because you can't interrupt he's going to go through his first 2 phases for sure. So he's kind of a kill. He's a killjoy for me. I can't burn through him super fast. You're still going to drop him. It's just you're going to have to waste a lot of time doing it. And I think we're going to start playing my rogue a lot more now because he's about the last character I've got that isn't to where I want him to be. And then if I could get him to where I want him, I'd like to do a whirlwind barb to top off this season before the DLC comes out. We're going to grab the stuff in here and go back one more time because I see the
I see my chest is flashing too on there. And people have asked me, and we did do it the other day, so just so you know, I hit this T and it brought me all the way across the map. So I don't trust it. I haven't trusted it for a long time, which is why I do it this way. And but we were here actually is where we did it. We did it here. One of you guys told me, why don't you hit the T? And I said, okay. I hit the T and it brought me here. I'm like, God, does that make any sense? And I said, that's why, you know, I've had problems with it in the past too. That's why I don't use it too much. All right, and I see this is flashing. Gustavo, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it over there on YouTube. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Whoops, why did I do that? All right, no matter.
Need something forged?
I had somebody ask me if I could do follower runs at night and stream at night. My schedule's just very hard to do that with, just because of the wife's schedule and my son's schedule. I'm trying. I'm looking at different ways that maybe I could do it, and I'll come up with something hopefully for everybody. Should we do one more? Let's do about the time you quit is when this guy starts dropping. I think it took us about 6 or 7 runs Sunday. And then he started dropping mythic after mythic after mythic. Let's see.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
There's one right there. There you go. So it just dropped Melted Heart. All right, it's actually a really good piece if you've got a build that could use some of that stuff, because it is a good piece, especially with that resource generation and damage reduction. It's a good piece. You got a lot of movement speed there. So yeah, it's a good piece for sure. I'm not going to use it, but it's going good, you user. It's going good. But yeah, this is where I have seen, and with the followers too, run Sunday, where we saw a lot of mythic drops here. And I think there was a lot of it at Endarial too. I just hate Endarial. So with that, you see that just goes, okay, well, let's run it again. I've only got enough. I've got a ton of this in my bags, but of course we have to go back to town to get it. So let's see. You just saw one drop. Let's see if we can get another. I would like to get the grandfather possibly for the my barbarian build that I'm envisioning that I want to do. Just haven't created him yet. All right. Or another Starless Skies ring would be great too, because not only is this guy wearing that ring, but my rogue wears it as well. So you cannot trade mythics. You know, you cannot trade mythics. They say they're talking about it. They say they're talking about it, but they haven't done it yet. I would like to see them at least let you trade mythics with your party members, because all party members killed the boss. So it's only fair that all party members should have access to it. And for a great example is on Sunday's run, I got the Harlequin Crest and Dario's Visage. Neither one did I need, because I've already got what I need there. We're gonna mark that just so I don't burn it by accident. So I wished I could have traded it to those guys that I was running with, because they could have used it. Tyrell's Might dropped, I think, a lot. I think Tyrell's Might was like the #1 drop that was going on. And I think Andario's Visage, I think quite a few people, I think a couple of those dropped Sunday. I got the staff a couple times, I think, Sunday, and yeah, if they did it like WoW, that would be beautiful. I agree, Greg. If they did it like WoW, where you could trade for 60 minutes with your party members, I just think it's the fair thing, fair way to do it. Oh, we didn't grab. We forgot to grab. All right, that's okay. We'll go back, grab some mats. It was funny because when you go to, okay, so if you're solo, if you're able to solo these bosses and then go to and do it with a party of 4, it's amazing how much more hit points that boss has. I mean, the scale up that they do is incredible. I was like, holy cow, are they tougher? Okay, that one's got a GA, so we'll save that in case somebody needs it. 13.5% attack. And then let's grab some more of this because we're burning through that pretty fast. It was funny though, we had more problems with the Glacier Beast and Lord Zir than we did anything. With a party of 4, the Beast in the Ice's mechanics, where he throws that stuff across the floor, was freaking incredibly powerful, more powerful than I remembered it being in the past. All right, so let's put this. My bags are full of Uber gear. And I kind of save it because like Sunday, some people needed it and I was able to give them what they need. Because I mean, if I could give it to you and you can use it, that's awesome, because it's just going to sit here until I break it, sell it, or do something stupid with it that I would rather somebody use. Yeah, this season, boy, I'll tell you, a party of 4 was pretty incredible with the Beast in the Ice. Grigori too. Grigori, some of his mechanics. Now keep in mind, I think it was all sorcerers and 1 rogue. I think, if I remember right, it was 3 sorcerers and 1 rogue. And you know, it was just, the team was not set up properly, but that's not what we were, you know, we weren't trying to drop him with anything with speed. I was just trying to get people mythics. And we could have used a barbarian for sure, or a druid, because we kind of got our asses handed to us a couple times. And it was funny because then we went to Drell and we dropped Drell like he was nothing. It was the easiest bosses that gave us the hardest bit of problem. Well, let's see. Oh my goodness, back to town again. This is such an inefficient method of doing things here. Give me a stash box right there out from the corner. I don't care where you put it, but give me something, man. Running back to an NPC, and here's the thing that kills me is Blizzard, you guys are testing this, right? Are you running the boss multiple times, or are you just running it one time? And because if you're running it multiple times, you're doing this exact thing right here. How do you think this is smart? I just don't understand it. Really good luck with mythics this season. Yeah, me too. I think I've gotten, wow, maybe 10, close to 10, maybe 9. I can't remember. But yeah, quite a few. They did a good job this season changing that drop rate for sure. It needed to be adjusted. There's still some bosses that need a bigger adjustment, like Darrell. Darrell's drop rate is terrible. You know, I shouldn't say that, because then one day I'll go into Darrell and he'll drop 2 mythics in a row. But then I'll run Darrell for 6 days, you know, 30 times a day, and he won't drop a single thing. I also haven't seen me personally, any drops from mythics from Varshan. Now, I don't know if other people are, but he is the other boss that I haven't seen too many mythics come out of him. Yeah, it's you don't really have to think a lot of like, oh my gosh, season 2, 3, and 4. I ain't gonna lie, man. And this is not an exaggeration. Counting my followers runs and counting all of my characters, because each season multiple characters. I ran Darrell thousands of time, and we literally, I could count the amount of drops on one hand, and it isn't going to be a full fingers. It's not going to be all five. It was just terrible. It was pathetic. I mean, man, we tried. Oh, there's a razor plate with a GA. Let's see what that is. Thorns. Well, that's exactly what you want if you're running the Thorn Barb build. I mean, I did run a Thorn Barb build in season 3, I think it was. Maybe it was 4. So we'll save that. We'll put that in there just in case. I should have done it while I was in here, though. Alright, so which one is chess pieces? This one. Okay. I guess let's go ahead and do 0 a couple more times. We'll see what happens. How are you getting all the blue drops? Are you talking about, you're talking about the purple, the mythic drops, the mythics? I've just gotten lucky in some cases and unlucky in others. Trust me, there's been days that I've ran, days and multiple days where I didn't get a squat. Yeah, mythics, I've just gotten lucky. And I've got the most right here at Lord Zir. He's actually given me the most drops I've seen. This season so far, Lord Zir has been just the place for me to go. He's super fast, but you know, as soon as I say that, look, he's not dropping any more. We got one already, but that's it.
I cannot.
Oh, I knew you were gonna fill my bag. Jeez Louise.
Father bless. What do you need?
On this build, I'm just wearing the Doombringer and the ring. My sorcerer runs with Tyra. Oh no, he does not. I take that back. We took it off. He runs with the Harlequin crest only. And my rogue is running with Tyrell's might and with what's this? Oh yeah. My rogue is running with Tyrell's might and the ring as well. Come on. I appreciate it, Napalm City, but I really just run solo during the week, and then I do follower runs on the weekend. I do appreciate it, but a lot of times I do that, one, because I'm usually testing different stuff, but two, I usually have a goal in mind, and I think I was going to switch to my rogue, but I don't know if I'm still going to do that or not, but I appreciate it. In my opinion, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tell you the truth. Running with parties in this season has not made a lot of sense to me, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I can't trade mythics with party members. Second of all, the boss hit points goes up with each member you have. The fight takes much longer. Maybe not with a party of 2, and maybe not so much with a party of 3, a little bit with 3, but with a party of 4, oh, for sure. For sure. And
And we saw that Sunday when you get a party of 4, the hit points that the boss now has with a party of 4 is just, it's just crazy. And it's gotten worse this season. I think they've added a lot more hit points, made it a lot more which is fine, but you have to kind of plan that it's not going to be speed runs like these are. All right, we're going to stop running this, dude. We're going to go cash these in. We're going to go somewhere else here. Run 3 is not as bad. We noticed that Sunday. 3 was not that bad. But the second that we added the 4th guy, I'm telling you, man, and Darrell, we were able to drop him like nothing, but the Beast in the Ice and Grigori, it was incredibly long-lasting fight that I was like, okay, normally these are the easiest bosses there are. It really took some challenge. What is this guy? Armor. Okay, well, we'll save that, even though I think I've got plenty of these already with GAs on them. And headpieces are there. In fact, we got another one right there. We're gonna break it. Okay. Oh, let's wait. We were not gonna do this boss anymore, I said. Let's put these mats back in there. We got 11 stones we're carrying right now. And I think, again, Darrell has been kind of a disappointment, but we're going to go try it again. Man, am I that low on stones? I guess so. Huh. Let's go back and get that gear. Sunday, I was glad that the group I was with was getting some good mythic gear, but I kind of regretted going to 4 because I was like, okay, this is not like season 4 is. That you get a party of 4 in here in season 5, it's a whole another ball game. Holy cow. Just the hit point multiplier was incredibly difficult. Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you, I have had to re-roll my. I've wasted so many Obudicites and what's the other one, Ingersoll and Neotherin, just re-rolling pieces. It's like, man,
I need more time.
you know, they're gonna give us these tempering scrolls in season 6 and with the DLC, but you got to get them by doing the raid. And some people have really complained about that and said, well, I would rather brick my piece than run a raid. Well, I mean, I guess it's to each their own, you know. I'm in such a habit of clearing this out because sometimes when I run people through here, they're not able to make it, especially if you're carrying them, and so I just got in the habit of always clearing it, or at least one way.
I must alter.
Getting a good drop from Darrell has been difficult this season, for sure. Man, and then we got to go back already. It's been my big complaint since the initial release. My light spear sorcerer is, I think, is way more fun. I'm not sure which one is better. This one drops bosses easier. But not as fast in Infernal Horde, if that makes any sense. I mean, my lightning spear sorcerer can clear tier 8, tier 7 infernal hordes pretty fast. This guy is a little bit, I mean, he'll clear it. He clears it. We did one earlier in the stream. He clears it, but I wouldn't call it as fast as my lightning spear source. But yeah, both are really fun to play this season. Rogue is really fun to play this season. I think I've never enjoyed my necro. So in all my other seasons, I've always done necros just to do them because I struggle with that class, and I've never really had a good time. But some people love them. I think necro is a pretty tough class this season. I think it's tough to play. I mean. And a lot of people, man, you made the phase 2. You gotta be kidding me. A lot of people are complaining about the changes they made to the barbarian, but let's be honest. The barbarian had to get nerfed. And it wasn't even really nerfed. It was just, they had to correct what was going on with it because it was out of, well, it was out of control. Yeah, isn't the sorcerer a blast with that? It is. I mean, it is. It's actually really, really fun stuff. We're gonna be full here. We're gonna have to go back again. Maybe not. Let's see.
My burden.
Oh, I knew you were gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna leave you right there. We're just gonna do another one. That way, when I come back, it's worth it. They changed this whole boss fight. I mean, you used to have ping and pang right at the beginning there at the front. I'm really surprised they made that change, to be honest, because this change made him way easier, I think. Okay, we're full, so let's go back. I also will say this about this boss. I don't like that he doesn't drop any mats whatsoever. I mean, he is one of the bosses he is matless. Yeah, I think the Bash Barb is struggling. I think the Bash Barb is struggling this season. I did a Bash Barb last season, actually. I think this season is struggling. But again, you know, a lot of people are complaining about what they did to the Barbarian this season. And to be honest, I think it needed those changes. Maybe a little bit too much in the opposite direction they went. But it definitely was OP for too many seasons, man. The Barb is my favorite class too. Don't get me wrong, it's my favorite. It's the one that I've had the most fun playing season after season after season. But it's like it's unstoppable. If you build it right, it's just too powerful. And this season they made it a little bit more, but even right now, the Whirlwind Barb, although I think it's an A tier build, maybe B, but I think it's A. It's incredible, man. That's exactly what I'm gonna be building here once I get my rogue to where he's got to be, is we'll switch to the Barb. And man, yeah, Bash Barb is what I did last season. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. Early game with the Barbarian is a little bit, especially the Bash and Flay build, both of those builds early game is a little bit tough. But once you get past like level 30, it just opens up. You can see we've done just about as many runs, including the ones we did earlier of Durrell. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say we haven't seen any mythics. There we go. So there you go. And Dario, there you go. All right. So that's 2 we've gotten today.
So not bad. One from here, one from Darrell, one from Zir. I'll tell you, Zir has been dropping them like crazy. I think, well, we got quite a few of them at Dario too, but on Sunday, but yeah. Show me what class of druid this is. I did paste it and I'm going to do it again for you. Here, paste. The druid I'm using is that build right there. If you follow that link, and let me put it over here too. If you follow that link, that is the exact build I'm using. Now I'm in the Uber part of that build. You'll see there's a standard build and there's an Uber build. I'm using the Uber build of that build right now. And previously I used the maxroll.gg build, which I didn't like. It wasn't doing as much damage at all. I didn't like it very much. I also used that Doom, whatever it's called, Ace of Spades. Oh boy, did I hate that build. I actually really hated his Paragon board. He had so many wasted points in his Paragon board. I don't understand how people are liking that build, but they do. They love it. Oh, what happened here? Big delay. They love it, and boy, I hated it. And you know, I usually do my own builds. This season is the first season that I'm using cookie cutter builds, and holy smokes, I hated that build. He puts a lot of points towards resistances and things like that, that I'm just like, why are you doing that, bro? That's just a waste of valuable Paragon points. Are you going to be testing the 2.0 update? I'm not sure. I am not sure what that is. This is the Landslide Druid. I just posted the link there on that you can go to where I'm doing. I'm not sure what the. Are you talking about the update that they're going to be doing here, or are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're talking about, user. I guess I don't know about if there is this 2.0 update. I'm not sure I know what that is. Oh, okay. So they're going to be just doing it up like their normal updates. Is that what's going on? Because yeah, there's been some really bad lag, and the lag has all been related to the Goblin event. I think that's my own personal feeling. We'll save that one. It's got a GA. It really started when the Goblin event was just getting ready to release. That you could tell they were. I thought it was because they were just doing the work on it. Oh, for the yeah, the PTR. Yeah. I will definitely. I do all their PTRs always. So yeah, I will definitely be testing that for the DLC. I was one of the idiots that bought the DLC early, so I'm just saying, I was one of the stupid ones that did that, and I wish there's been times that I wished I wouldn't have bought it early, because I really was disappointed with the Spiritborn class. I was like, really? But you know. Actually, at the time, I'm going to be honest with you. At the time, I was streaming when all that information came out, and people asked me what I thought of it, and I told them I feel like I'm going to start playing Power Rangers, because that's, to me, that's what it kind of seemed like they were doing. But you know, to each their own. I think the Centipede looks like it could be really fun, and I think the Jaguar, because it's got a lot of melee, it looks like it could be really fun. But as far as like the Eagle, I don't get it. We already got a Raven with the Druid. The Gorilla, I don't get it. We already have the Werewolf and Werebear. I was disappointed. I didn't think we needed another nature class, but it's not my game. It's Blizzard's game, so they can do whatever they want to do. And they do. Like not give us a freaking stash box in here. Just like Infernal Hordes. So I don't have to keep stopping and going back to town. How did he go to phase 2? I thought he was dead. I started running away because I thought he was done. Well, that was stupid, wasn't it?
My bag's
Yeah. So we left during season 4. I did one of every single class in season 4, and we left and we went and played Once Human, and we went and played the First Descendants, and then we went and created a character in Path of Exile and ran that character through to the end content, and then season 5 came. I was gonna skip this season. I had made it known that I was skipping it. I wasn't gonna do it because I hated the PTR. And a user on Twitch contacted me and asked me, "Can you please create one character and run it through?" And they had actually requested me to do a sorcerer, so that's what I did. I ended up liking it. Some of the changes they made. Now there's still a lot to it that I don't like, but I ended up thinking that they did a pretty good job making some changes to it that made it more enjoyable. So here we are, you know, still with our third character. Yeah, well, I will do another follower runs this weekend. I don't know yet if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. We'll figure it out as we get closer what works best for people. But yeah, we will. Made Biker Pound 1605. Send me a friend request. I'll accept it. That way, when that day comes, we'll be able to find each other and run. Now, I'm actually considering doing follower runs during one day of the week, and it was requested that I try to do it at night, and I'm trying to figure out a schedule that'll work for my life, but night is tough for me. Night is tough for me. My wife is, I know I'm fully retired, but my wife is still working full time. She doesn't get home until 6 p.m. Eastern. My son doesn't get home from work until close to 7 p.m. Eastern. So nighttime is a bit difficult for me. Day when everybody's at work is the best for me, but I'm trying to figure something out. We'll if worst case scenario, we'll do during another one during the day and during the week. I was surprised to find out that follower runs got a lot more difficult this season, because once you go to a party of 4, holy smokes, that boss's hit points. It was hard for me to carry. It was. It was like, I was like, holy cow, I just opened up a big can of worms. Didn't realize that the hit points this season had changed so much, scaled so much more for a party of 4. Reefer Ninja, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, I stream at TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all simultaneously, so you'll hear me talking with people that are on a different chat. I no longer put the chat on my game screen for you because the real estate is just too valuable on the screen. So a lot of times you're going to hear me talking to someone, they're on a different I've got 5 screens here, guys. It's why I could never do a hardcore character, because I'm trying to pay attention to my chat and not die. Sometimes it happens. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there's been times where I'm looking at chat and boom, I'm dead. So yeah, hardcore character for me doing would be incredibly tough. Although I know streamers that do it. I mean, I've watched quite a few of them. I mean, Darth Microtransaction, Rax. I mean, I watch a lot of them do it, and I give them a lot of credit, because I could never do it, man. I would lose my mind. And if you're looking for a cool game to play and it's free, I really do. And it's coming out with the version 2 here, November 15th, I think, is when they're going to open it up for early release. And that's Path of Exile 2. Broke, thank you for the follow. Path of Exile 2 is going to be, I think, a game changer. Path of Exile is fun, and people get intimidated. It's free, first of all, and they get intimidated by that skill board, and they should not. Because once you create a class and you see how the skill board opens up, you start to understand that what you're seeing is compartmentalized to your class. Although, the cool thing about Path of Exile's skill board is you can turn a barb, you can have a barb cast spells. I mean, you can do just about anything in Path of Exile, and depending on your skill gems and your skill tree. And also I highly recommend, although I don't know if they've gotten it, Ice Lightning Field for Wizard. I don't know, because I don't use that ice. The ice. Maybe you're talking about Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is a pretty good build for a sorcerer, but this Landslide Druid is a beast. He's very tanky. You can pretty much run whatever you want with this guy. And again, back to city. Yeah, it gives you the PTSD. Well, I can tell you that I've gotten a lot of guys that were following me, especially on Twitch with Diablo 4. I've gotten them introduced to PoE, and once they seen what I was talking about, how the skill board isn't that bad at all. You just got to get the first character created, maybe follow a build on the internet, and immediately you'll start seeing the, oh, okay, this is cake. It just looks really scary, but it's really not. Whoops, we'll say that. I really like Path of Exile. I ain't gonna lie. I think both of these two games you can't compare. You can't compare this game to Path of Exile. It's just Path of Exile. Here's how I've always told people how I've explained it. Path of Exile and this game is more for you come home from work after a hard day of work, you're a little bit stressed out, your brain hurts, you don't want to think anymore. That's this game. You come home to this game and you can just mindlessly kill stuff. And it's a good little get your mind off work game. Path of Exile is a little bit different. It's a little more thought needs to go into it. Oops, didn't want to do that.
Don't ruin all that work.
But it's just as fun. In fact, I enjoy Path of Exile sometimes a little bit more, just because of all the abilities that I can use in there and different things. Like I created a rogue ballista that he was laying these ballista artilleries down, and oh man, was he fun. You know, and the game is free, so you have nothing to lose. Live, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. But it is a different monster. It is a different monster for sure. Yeah, see, I mean, you can't create that a barb with a fire aurora around him. Then all you gotta do is walk and kill everything. You can't create that in this game. You know, in PoE you can do anything. It's so cool. I like it, but I also understand why some people don't like it. I mean, I played a lot of Last Epoch, which I will probably never play again, but Last Epoch did do some really cool things, like a built-in loot filter, which was super smart. They also, I'll tell you what the best thing they did is they put a little icon right here that was an anvil. So you could break any piece you wanted on the fly and create bag space. I thought it was the best idea I'd ever seen. Built-in loot filter was superb. I love that. But I didn't like their dungeons were terrible, and they only had 2 of them at that time, and they were pretty what level druid are you? This is level 100 druid. He's also wearing mythic gear, so he looks better than what he probably really is, just because of some of the stuff he's wearing.
But yeah, Last Epoch did some really good things. Lost Ark did some good things. You know, like I said, PoE 2 is going to be here. I think early release is available to the public November 15th. I think it's going to be really fun. I think people should check it out. I think it's going to remain free. Another game that I really liked, but they only use WSAD controls, and I think they're trying to fix that and add controller. I don't think they have yet, was Once Human. I actually thought that was an awesome game. I did not like the 6-week reset for their seasons. I think it's too soon. And I didn't like the WSAD controls. I mean, it's like... I was part of the Once Human beta team, and players, and I really liked it during that. But they just can't get controller support. They're really struggling with it. Okay, well, we're gonna have to move on because this guy just is not giving us too much. So with the new drop rate, it's supposed to be, we're gonna go roll one more time over here before I come back and grab that. It's supposed to be a 7.5% drop rate. I'm not sure that that's really true. And I think a lot of it, I think Blizzard, I've said this since World of Warcraft, I think they're the worst algorithm writers in the entire software world. I think they need to just hire a whole algorithm team, because they don't know what they're doing, in my opinion. But all right, so we got to go back and empty our bags. We're probably gonna have to do this twice, and then we're gonna go to a different boss because this guy's no longer dropping what we want. Oh, they did. Oh, they did add controller support. Oh, okay, so it must have been, I know that they did a couple big updates. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad to hear that. I might have to check that out then. I still have it on my PC. I just haven't played it since. I got my 3-level house built. And a nice little location. But WSAD controls drove me crazy. So that's exciting news to hear that Once Human has got controller support now. I know they've been struggling with it for a long time. I'm glad to hear that. The first Descendant was actually a fun game too, but very, very, I mean, every game now is grindy, every game. But first Descendant even feels grindy. It's like, wow.
I can fix it.
I enjoyed it. I didn't like how spread out their space, your home ship was. It's very spread out, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun game. The boss fights are kind of difficult because you're random teams, and if your team wipes like 3 times, I think it is, although you may not wipe, but if your characters on your team, if your other players wipe 3 times, it's over. And that kind of pissed me off, because I kept trying to figure out, why do we keep stopping? Well, then I saw that, oh, okay, if someone here wipes 3 times, we're done. Well, we got enough room that we could try again here. Started a new season, not bad. Okay. Yeah, I really like Once Human. I thought it was a pretty fun game. I thought it was, a lot of people are, not sure of what type of game to summarize it as, but categorize it as, but man, I thought it was a blast, and some of those bosses in Once Human were so fun. I really enjoyed it. I really did. I loved the beta, even if it was WSAD. Then I came back and played it when it got released, and still loved it, but WSAD just kind of drives me insane. And especially, well, I got two computer system going here with this stream, and 2 keyboards, 2 mouses, 2 everything, and it can be a pain in the butt when it's WSAD controls. All right, I said we weren't going to do this boss anymore. We did it one more time. We're going to cash this stuff in. We're going to go to a different boss. No, I don't need anybody else. I'm not. I'm just running stuff here today on my own. We will do another follower run though, either this weekend or this week for sure. I promise. We had a really fun time Sunday with the follower run. That was a blast, and everybody got multiple mythics, which was great. That made my heart happy because we use all my mats. I've got so many mats that it just makes me happy when I see my mats being used for good, that people are getting awesome stuff. And it was multiple mythics. Nobody walked away with just one, I don't think. Maybe TK did because he had to leave early. He was having some internet problems. I think he might have only gotten one mythic, but I know everybody else said you were on duty. So what day Reefer works for you best? I mean, if you had to pick a day and you said, you know, follower runs on this day is the day that works best for me, what day would that be? We should probably go cash this in. We haven't been here for quite a while. My summoning mats I buy off trade. I farm some stuff, but I've stopped farming most stuff since probably season 3. And I just buy it with game gold on trade. I just get so fed up. And yeah, it's expensive. I usually will hold tight and wait for a good deal, like 400 million for a stack. Most of the time you're going to see them for 500 or 600 million, but let me tell you that if you contact that person selling them for 500 and 600 million and you tell him I'll give you 400 million right now for everything and every stack you have for 400 million each, they most of the times will jump on it. I have found that most of the time they go, okay, I'll take it, because it's either that or you're just going to keep trying to sell it forever and nobody's going to jump on it. But yeah, I kind of stopped. I still farm some stuff, don't get me wrong, but I kind of stopped doing it. (12 p.m. to 6 p.m. weekends. Let's see. I'm on during the day, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Weekends are tough with the firehouse. Okay. Trying to finish out my gear on my guy. You can buy mats for bosses. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we were talking about earlier, is that maybe we need to do the follower run like on a Thursday, you know, from, you know, I always start my streams at 11 a.m. But yeah, that's, you know, maybe we'll let me think about it tonight and figure it out. But that's good to know. I've had some other people make the same type of request, so we will maybe do two, maybe do one on the weekend and one during the week. Weekend works for a lot of guys that are on the normal, you know, 5-day work schedule. And then we can do one during the week for people that are not on that normal schedule. Well, Mosring, let me ask you this: are all of your glyphs level to 21? Because that's probably one of the most important things that people put off, and they don't like doing it because it's such a ridiculous grind. But it is a huge game changer. So if you're having problems with that build and you're having problems with T7 hordes, okay, all of them are at 21. All right, so the next thing I would say is what build? Let's see, frozen orb build. The frozen orb build. The next thing I would tell you to do with that build is go over it one more time and make sure your gear, like here, if in the build it's telling me to have max life, spirit per second, and defensive skills, do your best to match each piece to what the build is asking you to put there. That's another important factor, is to try to match these. You may not be able to match them exactly, probably no way, but you know, try to
match as best as you can, and you'll see. And Reefer, if your glyphs are only at 16, again, it's one of the most important things. I've been saying it for season after season, guys, is once you get them to 15, you notice a difference, but when you get it to 21, it's a big difference. So yours is matched exactly to Max Roll's Frozen Orb. Okay, so my next thing that I would recommend, if you're still having some issues getting it down, like something is low, maybe armor, maybe resistances, but the next thing that I recommend you do is you go to like Mobalytics and do a search for that build and just take a look at what they're doing and what they're doing differently. Diablo.gg is another great place to go, and take a look and compare what you're using now according to Maxroll and see what is other builds with the Frozen Orb recommending, and see, maybe you're going to see something that's going to glare at you. Like I'm going to tell you now, the maxroll.gg Landslide Druid build is, in my opinion, inferior to the Diablo.gg build. I mean, I just switched from it to this, and I am just 100% doing better damage, doing everything is just much stronger. And so if you'll see that as well. And I know it kind of like sucks because you're like, oh man, I got to bounce around to different places, but most of the time you'll see like a glaring difference that you're like going, oh, well, they did this, now I get it. So I mean, I kind of recommend you check that out and see what you find. Yeah, take a look at some of the other builds and see what they're doing. See if you see anything glaringly. I'm gonna tell you now that when I went from Maxroll.gg's Landslide Druid build to the Diablo.gg Landslide Druid build, the Paragon board changes between the two made so much sense. I mean, a lot of sense. And a lot of guys really like the Ace of Spades Doomsday or whatever it's called build for the Druid. I hated it, and I did use it, and the Paragon board wasted so many points on resistances that I didn't understand why. But people love that build, and I did not. There's just no other word for me to use on that. I really did not like that build at all. It just... And maybe it's just because I'm so used to creating my own builds for so long. It was... Oh, the staff. Now, I just found out over the weekend, I did not know that mythic staff is really good for the goblins. I did not know that it calls them forward, which was news to me. My gear is not mastered all the way. No, my gear is not. This one's not quite done. 2 2 2 2 2 2 3 2 2. Yeah, it's not. The only character I think I have that has all of his gear mastered is my sorcerer. I think his is 100% done.
I need more time.
And like I said, he burns through the infernal hordes better than this guy, I think. I think this guy's a little bit slower burning through them. He still gets through them, but just a little bit slower. Yeah, that's the other thing, Mazur. Oh, but you said earlier, I think you said with those, and masterworked at 8. Your masterworked at 8. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that might be the other thing you might want to invest in before you do too much. Well, it's hard if you're getting tier 7 hordes beat up there. Yeah, because that would be my next, also another recommendation is try to get those higher. I've had to re-roll so many tempering and not tempering, masterworking, that sometimes it ticks me off because I burned through the mats. So this was the one boss that, with its mechanics, the party of 4 doing this guy was super hard. I was actually really I've never seen it get that tough before. I think we had a couple people get mythics from this guy Sunday. I didn't, but I thought some did. What is full here? What is this? Oh, my mats are full. Okay, well, we're just gonna do you again. We'll have to go make some room for it, but hang on, I'll take a look at that chat. I see. I'm level 63, just got back in 1 week ago. Any suggestions? Level 63, hopefully you're just doing nothing but running, what am I talking about? Hopefully you're doing nothing but just running Infernal Hordes. Even if you're only running tier 2, because right now at level 63, what you're after is XP. You want to go. You want to get that high, at least to 80, minimum get to 80, because then you can start wearing the 925 gear. So you really want to push your guy as hard as you can right now. You don't want to push it so hard where you're just dying, because then it just becomes almost counterintuitive. But you want to, it's all about XP. And before season 4, it was all about run Helltide bosses. But now with this season, it's all about Infernal Hordes. As soon as you get your first Infernal Horde thingamajiggy, you want to just go crazy on it. Start running them and running them and running them. It's gonna make a huge difference. I mean, you're gonna level so fast, and even if you're only running tier 2, if that's all you feel comfortable doing, then run tier 2. The sooner you can get to tier 3, the better, because man, the XP is awesome. But I think at level 63, tier 2 is going to be just about right for you to start off with, just so you can get a good feel. And then you'll know when it's time that you can go up to a tier 3. And I guess we'll save that. I don't know what that GA is. What is it? It's Lightning Storm. Oh, that's a good piece right there. Mine's plus 12. That's a plus 8 before even being upgraded. That is a really good piece right there. It's such a good piece that it's almost worth me. Yeah, that's a good piece. We'll put that in here for sure. Oh, we gotta get rid of some of these mats. That's right, we're full. Okay. Yeah, the horde level going from no, I don't run Petrify. I used to run Petrify, but I don't do it anymore. How hard was it? This druid was pretty simple. He's just so tanky right from the get-go. This was a very easy build. You're right, the hordes do a big jump from, like, I mean, even the jump from tier 2 to tier 3 is a big difference. From tier 4 to 5 is a pretty big difference. And from 6 to 7, and then from 7 to 8 is like 8 makes me sweat. I mean, but you're right. It's, and some people agree with what you're saying is the pit is easier, and that they have an easier time, but that's usually
a good sign of something going on with your something's going on with your build, because the Infernal Horde is very similar to the Pit. However, the Infernal Horde is a little bit, I think, much more. I think it's the mobs are like there fast. I mean, like bam. Whereas in the Pit, you got mob, run, and the mobs usually aren't as big, I don't think. I think some builds handle the Pit way better than they handle Infernal Hordes. It just depends on, a lot of it depends on the build too. It really does. Again, I think you also got to be really do some comparing to other sites. Don't just follow the max roll. Maybe go to Mobalytics, maybe go to Diablo.gg, maybe go to Wowhead. You know, check them all. Icy Veins, you know, they've all got that same build, but they're a little bit tweaked, a little bit different. And sometimes just seeing that tweak, you go, oh, that's exactly what I need. You know, that's where my problem is. You know, some guys like to waste, I call it waste. They'll waste a lot of points in Paragon board for resistances. They'll waste points in the Paragon board for armor. And I think you can get both of those without using your points up in the Paragon board. Paragon board points are just so valuable. Well, yeah, that could be too, because let me show you something. Let's do that. Let's take a look. My sorcerer, it would have been a better choice probably to show you, but my sorcerer's, his whole build is based around critical strike damage and critical strike chance. Not this character, but my sorcerer's critical strike damage is 1400%. So, I mean, it just smokes through stuff. You really got to find, and usually with the build you should be able to read it and see what it is important for that build, and you'll be able to figure it out. You know, like with this guy, willpower is huge. You know, I mean, his skill damage, his healing received, his overpower, everything is based off this willpower for this build. So every build is different. You got to kind of figure out what's the key. Okay, you said you were using Mazrig. You were using, let me just look here. I forgot what you said. You were using, Frozen Orb. Frozen Orb build. Yeah, that should be high critical strike damage too, I think. Well, Druid build, my website. Let's do that for you real quick. It's right here. That's it. And I'll post it again just so everybody, it's posted everywhere there. Yeah, it's sometimes Muzzrig, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes it's just where I go, you know what, I'm gonna change my build completely to something different, and I'll just totally redo when I do my own builds. I mean, people that have been following me for a long time, they've seen me, I redo my Paragon board 7 times. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I just keep playing with it until I find it. Blood Surge Necro, there you go. We've been just kind of trying to run stuff that I know mythics have been dropping. We've got 2 already today. But Lord Zir and Durrell. And Durrell, I think, is one of the worst drop rates in the game. But Lord Zir has been incredible. This dude has not dropped squat ever for me here. Now, I know some people that I was running through on the follower run Sunday, they did get mythics from this guy. I have not. I have never, actually. So we're gonna move on to a different boss. Yeah, so start looking at that armor. See where can you steal your armor and where can you steal resistance points. Can you, you know, the best thing here, let me show you actually. You can go into here. This is how I do it. All right, let me pop this open so everybody can see it. And then I go up here to keyword search and I'll choose resistance, right? It'll show me everywhere where I have points put towards resistance, and I can pull those points if I need to. Like right now, this build has got
some wasted points, in my opinion, right here that I should probably pull. And then you can, okay, so if you don't like that, you could go, let me see my armor. You know, where have I put points in at armor that I can steal some points from? And when you steal some points, then you kind of, because you know, yeah, you didn't know you could do that. Yeah, that you could go up here and you can really make it easy. You can grab whatever you want here and take a look at whatever you want and find it. All right. And it tells you where you can steal points from. And now, here, let me blow this back out one more time. So now once you, let's say you steal, let's say 5 points. Let's just say you stole 5 points. If you stole 5 points, you might want to start going through each board and just doing quick glances, like how far is this? Okay. And is this a valuable, you know, thing for your build? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, it's 4 points to get it. You know, maybe that is going to be better than resistance, you know, and if you're over cap on armor, that's going to be better than armor, points spent there. Or maybe you could grab this, what's this? 20% storm damage, which for me, that would make sense right there. Okay, that's just a 1 point. So I have some points wasted in here. Like I said, I haven't spent much time with this character, but that's how I do it. I go up here, keyword search. I look at what it is that I want to change. I don't need, like, maybe I don't need resistance. I've got tons of it. Or maybe I'm wearing Tyrell's Might. Once you wear Tyrell's Might, resistance is kind of stupid. So you can come in here and steal all of these points that you use to get those. Yeah, that's really a good way of doing it. The next thing you want to do, if you say, well, I can't save any points for my Paragon Puller. Okay, all right, then go in here and start looking at what has armor on it that you could steal some armor. You could change that. What word am I looking for? Change that enchant by coming over here. Come here, and you know, it's going to take a lot of gold, a lot of mats, but it's worth it sometimes. It can make a big difference. It really can. You have not seen that on console, really? You have not, they don't have that. So I'm on PC. I think, if I go here and go here, you don't see a keyword search on the console search on this glyph board, huh? If they don't, that sucks, because that makes it so easy to find whatever you want to search for. You're on console. Well, I don't play on console. They're saying, Logan is saying it is on console. I think I'm on PC. PS5. I just did it now. You got to push and hold the triangle button. Okay, so on a PS5, you have to hold the triangle button for keyword in a console. So try that. It's on console. He's on Xbox. So there is a way you can get this. They're saying hold the triangle button. So try that. It makes a big difference when you're searching for stuff. It's so much. I mean, especially like I just know because I do Path of Exile, and that skill board is like monstrous, and it's just trying to go through it manually is incredibly stupid. It just doesn't work. Okay, let's get rid of this. I don't know if we even grabbed everything there, so we're gonna do this real quick. Got a little distracted. Sorry, guys. The other thing that people, I'm surprised, are not aware of, and well, let me do this first just to make sure I got everything from that boss before I go show you. Let's go in here. Yeah, I finished. Yeah, yep. You're right. Finished the map progress. All right. So if I did this, but you got to keep in mind that once you got your map done and you've got your, what's it called? I forget what it's called now. It's already for each and every, you know, character. It's that season is done. Okay, so what I wanted to show you, most people, a lot of people didn't know this either, and I was very surprised to hear. I've already cashed it in, but I think I can still show you here. I don't know if I got a feeling we will have to do it next season, but they haven't been, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. So one thing that people were unaware of is when they went here and to turn in, you see this infinity. Okay, what was happening is, and you guys on TikTok can't see it, but you see the check marks. You can see at least this last one on this row with the check marks. And when all of them are check marked, the next row too, when they're all check marked, people think they're all done here. You're not. For there's an infinity symbol underneath this. So every time I get 24,000 mother's gifts, I'm going to get another one of these chests. So always come back and revisit it. It takes hours. It does. I know. I hate it too. I mean, just like I wish but make sure you come back and cash these in, because this guy's always here. I wish what they would do for glyphs is have more universal glyphs, and that once you level up the universal glyph, I wish it would stay leveled up for every character. Instead, what happens is you have to redo it every single character, and it's such a pain. All right, now I guess we'll go, because somebody just said, and I said earlier, I've never seen anything drop here at Varshan. But I see somebody just said they were grabbing some mythics from Varshan. So let's go. Mazring, somebody on TikTok was saying, Milkman's kid said that it might be Y on the Xbox that unlocks the that keyword search feature in the Paragon board. So I just try all of them, I think, and you'll be bound to find it. Actually, you probably can't hear me because it looks like there's an ad going on Twitch right now. Varshan's actually harder than Durrell. That's crazy. It's just because he gets those ads popped up and then he sucks their blood. So I saw a big video done by a streamer that said this is where he thinks is the best place to farm mythics, because you're also getting he thinks Gregorian this is the best places, because they think that because you're getting the match for Durrell while you're farming. The infinity sign keeps giving you those chests, those caches. If it'll continue, like the more it'll just continue. A lot of people think they're all done, but that infinity sign under there means that it's going to keep giving them to you as you get 24,000. Each time you get 24,000 mother's gifts, it's going to add another cache, add another cache, add another cache. And people didn't know that. They weren't coming back. And so I had one guy told me, yeah, I went back, I had 12 of them. I'm like, yeah, they'll keep giving them to you. It never ends. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that, which is cool. Okay. What are you doing there? And Buck Knight Wolf, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Let's choke all that out.
Come back if you need the.
So a lot of you guys are going, oh, who's he talking to? So I stream on the Sasquatch. Thank you for the follow. I stream on TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all at the same time.
So I've got multiple chats going on here at the same time. A lot of screens, a lot of stuff. Off work for a week. Yeah, bro. I'm glad to hear you got a week off. I retired about, what was it, maybe 3 months ago? 3 months ago, I think. I did an early retirement, and I'm glad I did. People always told me, you're going to hate being retired. You're not going to like it. You're going to be so bored. I'm like, are you insane? Have you ever been retired? I ain't bored at all. I just got done putting gutters up on my house. I've got huge projects constantly going on here. Look at Marshawn. Look at he's stronger than Darrell. Check that out. We dropped Darrell already twice in that same time frame. And that's something. That's interesting. It was funny because on the weekend run with the followers, we had a group of 3. Well, first we started with a group of 2. Everything was cake. Then we went to a group of 3. Pretty much cake. Then we went to 4. And it was like, wow. The hit points for these bosses was such a big jump. What's the most fun? I think the Druid is a fun build. My favorite is the Barbarian. I ain't gonna lie, but for this season, I don't know if I would say, if you've never done one, maybe I would say Sorcerer or a Druid. I mean, a Rogue is fun too. I have a Rogue that's a blast, but man, we're just keep filling this bag up. I don't use a build. Well, when I do my own builds, I kind of use a build planner. I have my own little method that I use. Yeah, bro, I'm not offended at all. I'm an old man, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I've been playing games since 1984 when the very first Color Computer 1 was released. It just happened to be my field was computers at that time. So I got one immediately, and then when the Color Computer 2 came out, the Color Computer 3, I mean, I always tease people and say, yeah, I kind of have a head start on you because I've been playing since 1984. You know? So yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, see, I'm an old man. Yeah, Druid is fun. And they do keep you getting into a lot of trouble. Absolutely, man. I agree with that. All right, let's do Varshan one more time. I've never seen Varshan drop a mythic, but they were just saying that they've been seeing him drop here. So let's see. We've already gotten 2 today. One from one from Darrell and one from Lord Zir. Lord Zir has been the hot spot for me.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm actually really surprised that Varshan is hanging tough compared to earlier with Darrell. We were just like bang dead. All right, well, I am not having a whole lot of luck here with Varshan. Again, I think Zir is the place that I really... Let's go get this cashed in. This gets old right here. They really do need to fix this. And it's been since the initial release of the game. The blood is so hard to farm. Goblin event has been great for Exquisite Blood. Also, you'll see it drop with the Hell Maiden boss. Where else have I been getting Exquisite Blood? Exquisite Blood is one of those that I do buy a lot of from the trade channel because it's usually pretty cheap. You can usually get it, and like I said, I never give anybody the price they're asking. I mean, just because they're saying they want 50 million a stack, if you offer them 30 million, I'm telling you, most of the time those guys take it because they just want a quick gold. I mean, at least that's what I've seen. But yeah, Exquisite Blood is, I know it's been dropping a lot with the goblins. Okay, so let's go. We did this though. The one that I'm probably the lowest on Matt's, because I was running it. We ran him quite a bit this last weekend with the follower run, was Grigori. I just used the game chat. Yeah, just the game trade chat. That's all I use. Stack of blood for 650 million. What an idiot. Oh my God. 650 million. That's more than buying stones. That's crazy. Wow. The best price I've seen on stones is 450 million. So I don't know what that guy was thinking, man. Well, if he got it though, I guess that's all that matters. If somebody gives him what he's asking, then that's great. But that seems pretty crazy pricing.
My skill is unmatched.
Yeah, I just used the trade chat in game. We'll throw that in. Oh, that tab is full now. Bummer. 750 million for Exquisite Blood. Wow. $750 million on Discord. That's crazy. I've never seen them that or at least I've never bought them that expensive. I guess I don't really watch the chat unless I'm looking for something. Let me make sure I actually have the living steel in my... I don't. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's go. I don't farm that. See, I'm really low on living steel because that was something that we ran. Oh, no, I'm not. We grabbed a bunch of it. There we go. We used a bunch of it on Sunday. Yeah, I really don't farm squat anymore. I mean, I shouldn't say I do, but I don't. Most of my stuff I'm buying off of the trade chat. It's just so much easier, and I started doing that back in season 3. Actually, I started it in season 2, and then in season 3 I just really amplified using it because I was like, oh, game gold, especially season 3 and 4. Remember, game gold wasn't really used too much. Now it's a little bit more useful in the game, but back then you're just hanging on the gold for no reason. That guy chasing me? This boss actually ramps up quite a bit with a party of 4. He did some pretty impressive damage Sunday when we were running him with a party of 4. I was like, wow. What is full, mate? Unbelievable. My Matt's bag is full. All right. is where you got your mythic? A lot of people have said he's dropped a lot. I know the Sunday, I think somebody said they got a couple One Piece from him. I've never gotten a mythic from this boss, but I kind of just make a circle and farm every boss just to see. And like I said, usually Zir, yeah, we're done. All right, let's go back. Usually Lord Zir is the place that I've had the most luck. This season has been Lord Zir like crazy for me. The Bulwark Druid, I don't know. I haven't followed all the different builds very closely, to be honest. I know that the Druid, I would think that the Bulwark would be, just my own opinion is because the Druid is so tanky. And with that Bulwark build is pretty tanky build. I always look at it like this. It's a game. I try it. If I don't like it, I switch out of it. Sometimes that's stupid because, you know, it can use up a lot of mats and time, but I always look at it like, it's a game, so what? And I have paid amazingly amount of gold, which is why you'll see me sometimes, and most of the time I do it offline. I take my sorcerer because he can run tier 7s and tier 8s so easily, and I'll just run Infernal Horde, and I do nothing but cash the entire 500 ethers in for gold. And I'm telling you, millions. I mean, 2 times of doing that, you're gonna be at, you know, I mean, it didn't take me long to get into trillions of holding up to trillion gold. And right now I've got 39 trillion, and I had 55 trillion. I've spent a lot, but I would just endlessly looped around and did tier 7, tier 8, tier 7, tier 8, gold, and just constantly did that with my sorcerer. Oh shit. Need stones. Sorry about my French there. Stopped after season 1, but started out as a landslide. Then I went to Bulwark. It was overpowered. Yeah. A lot of things have changed though since season 1, bro. I mean, it's like a whole new game now. It's definitely a big difference for sure. And I think the changes have been good changes. Okay. Let's do this. We gotta grab some more stones. Okay, stone. Why is that in there? Stones have been a little bit easier to get by running Infernal Hordes for sure, especially tier 7 and above. Yeah, the sorcerer, I hated the sorcerer back in season 1. In season 1, oh boy, do I agree with you there. Season 1, I hated my sorcerer. I didn't empty my bag like a numbskull. I think initial release in season 1 was all about the barbarian. Well, we got 2 mythics today, and it might be all we're gonna see today. I see, this is why some people say the best places to run and farm mythics is Grigori and Varshan, because you're getting the mats to run Durell as you do these. So a lot of people have said, in fact, there's a whole video done by a streamer that he just shows you that, look, I'm getting these mats and I'm getting, get mythics too. So yeah, it's What's this season's best ones? Boy, Sorcerer, Druid, Rogue. There's a lot of S tier builds for those builds this season. I mean, those guys really kind of control it this season. What am I doing here? I need to do this. I've got a Sorcerer, I've got a Druid, I've got a Rogue this season, and I think I'm going to do a Whirlwind Barbarian. There is, I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, I haven't checked it for quite a while. Actually, let me do that right now. Let's do this. I think the Barbarian does not have an S tier build, but I'll tell you here in a second. Let's see, end game. Oh, maybe I. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. This season there is no Barbarian as an S tier build. But yeah, I am wanting to do the Whirlwind Barb. I've never done a Barbarian is my favorite character. I've never done the Whirlwind Barb. And I played with a guy that was running the Whirlwind Barb, and it was amazing. The thing was just incredible. I didn't understand, how is this not an S tier build? I'm telling you, man, that guy, it was incredible. I was so impressed. I didn't have time to do anything. He had dropped the Torment boss before. I mean, I literally didn't get to cast a single thing. He was done. I was like, what build is that? He said, Whirlwind. I said, okay, I'm going to look at that. Whirlwind is one of the easiest builds to build for a barb because it's really one button. You just use one button.
I'm not ready.
Man, I was really hoping to get 2 more mythics today, because then I would cash in my shards, my sparks, and I could get the grandfather for the Barbarian that I haven't even built yet.
My bags are full.
The bags are full. Big surprise. I think it's an A tier. Oh, maybe B. It might be B. Milkman might be right. He might be right. I know that whatever tier it is, I was really surprised that it was an S. Actually, let me look. I think you might be right. It might be a B tier. Let's look. Barb. Flay Barb is A. Rupture Barb is A. Bash Barb is A. So yeah, it's gonna be all the way down here, which is so surprising. Rend Barb is B. Wow, I don't even see it. Pulverize, I don't even see it there. Maybe I'm missing it. I'm just, my old eyes maybe aren't seeing it. I actually don't see it even listed now. Oh, there it is. Whirlwind Twister Barb is an A tier, and it's moving upwards. You're on D4 builds. I'm on, where am I actually? I'm on maxroll.gg, and it's got a Whirlwind Twister Barb that's actually, it's an A tier with an up arrow, meaning that it's progressing closer to the S tier, but not there yet. I'll save that ring, because that ring is actually kind of a pain in the butt to get, and you need it for, especially this build. If you don't have in this build, there's 2 important things. All right. First of all, symbiotic is the most important thing with this build, this aspect, symbiotic. So until you get that, you're going to really struggle.
But then early build, you're going to be using this ring with the Earthbreaker. You're going to use Earthbreaker and you're going to use the Majonic ring. And then once you get the Mythic, you'll switch that Majonic ring out. You'll make some Paragon board changes and you'll switch that ring out and use the Starless Skies. But you will make some Paragon board changes to make it work, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm now running the Uber build with the Paragon board changes. Yeah, I really want to do that. That's going to be my next build. As a matter of fact, I'll probably start it, depending if I can do it tonight offline or not. I usually try to get through all the early game crap stuff so my viewers don't have to full screen. There you go, 670. Yeah, that's what's bad about TikTok is TikTok doesn't have, you know, because they're vertical screen, they don't get to see the whole 9 yards. I've had a lot of people like you jump from TikTok over to either Twitch or YouTube or even Facebook so they can see the whole screen.
I'm not ready.
Uh-oh, there we go. I thought he was going to make it to phase 2. But we're not seeing mythics here. I tell you, the only place I'm really seeing mythics drop for me a lot has been Lord Zir, man. He has dropped a lot of mythics for me.
Bags are full.
Vertical makes it tough, yeah. I agree. All right, well, that didn't pan out the way I was hoping either. So what boss have we not done? We have not done Andario. Or did we? No, I don't think we did. I hate that boss, but only because you can't interrupt him. He's gonna do his phases no matter what you do to him. I've had him before where he doesn't even have health left and he still goes to his phase 2. And then his phase 3. Thank you for the follow, 670. Appreciate it. There's another one with GA on the critical strike chance. That's a good ring. So here's my thought, guys. Let's try to do a follower run. When does it drop mythics? You never know when it's going to drop mythics. You never ever know. They're a Ligrathum, supposed to be a 7.5% chance. I'm not sure. I believe that Ligrathum is correctly written by Blizzard, but that's what they tell you. If you're doing Torment, it's a 7.5% chance. If you're doing non-Torment, I don't know, don't quote me, but I think it's only a 1.5% chance. All right, so we'll do this guy one more time just because I have the mats on me. And I think we're going to have to change it up. Maybe go run Durrell, even though I don't like Durrell, but that way we ran all the bosses today. Okay, well, no big surprise there. Still no mythic. So let's grab all this stuff. Let's go. Hopefully we can get it all in one run here. Yep, we got it all. All right. So let's go cash it in and let's go run. Let's go run Andario. So we'll just come right over. Yeah, I wish there was a better method of knowing when it dropped mythics, but it just doesn't, Zoo. It's just when it does is when it does, and you sometimes, no lie, sometimes you're here for a long time, and other times you'll log in and it's like drop. It's the craziest thing, I swear. You know, I've always said since my days of World of Warcraft, I've always said that Blizzard doesn't know. I've always made fun of Blizzard, to be honest with you, and said they don't know how to write algorithms. I can remember running Lich King over and over and over and over. A spark doesn't ever drop. A spark drops by taking a mythic, by taking so you would take like this and you would break it. Take this and you would break it and it'll give you a spark. Or the first time you kill a torment boss will give you a spark, but only the first time. Your alts won't get it if they kill torment bosses. Only your very first character to drop a torment boss. And the first time you kill Lilith, and you'll get it for when you get to, let me show you. You'll also, the easiest way to get a mythic is this right here. Mother's helper, this reputation. When you get that all the way done, you'll get a spark, and for every alt that you get this done, you'll get a spark. So if you create 4 characters, run it through all the Mother's time reputation, you'll get 4 sparks, which you can then take those 4 sparks, and there isn't one here, is there? And you would take it. Well, you would take it to the can't remember what it's called now, but the alchemist, and you can make those sparks into the potion guy. You can make it into one of the mythic pieces. How do I get so many Stygian stones? Mostly through Infernal Horde, but tier 7 and 8. But I buy a lot of mats from Trade Chat. We use my game gold. A lot. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I use a lot. I buy a lot of mats. I used to farm everything, and after about season 3, I totally stopped farming. Not totally, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, why? I can spend game gold and just buy it. And I don't care if you want 450 million gold for a thing of 50 stones. Okay. I'll give you 900 million and you're going to give me 120 and I'll bargain for 120 stones, and most of the time I get it. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. The Grandfather Sword, the best way to do it is create characters and run them through the reputation, get that free spark, then go to the alchemist, transmute it, and you'll be able to build that Grandfather. I'll let you know tomorrow, but I'm thinking we'll try to do a follower run on Thursday, and that way people that don't work the normal Monday through Friday, or they'll be able to play it. Then we'll still do one on the weekend. Oh, did I forget to get these? Man. Okay, we'll pour it out, grab those. And that way you can, Sunday, I'm going to tell you right now, I ran, one guy dropped out because he was having lag problems. But we ran followers through Sunday, and every guy got 2 mythics, at least, I think. I think the guy that dropped out because he was having lag issues, I think he only got 1. But still, every mythic you get is big help. For some builds, it's a big help. All right, so let's do this. Let's put that back, that back, that back, that back. What do I say I was going to do? Oh. The one boss here in this game that I really don't like is this guy. Luckily, I guess I got quite a few mats. Not very many pin cushions. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's go. The Doomstorm Druid build, I don't know the answer to that because I hated that build so much. Yeah, I didn't do it for very long. I would say, if I remember correctly, I think it was the Starless Ring. I think that mythic is really, really good for that druid. It's good for this druid too. I guess I got a lot of shackles, huh? Holy cow, but only 10 runs of Pincushion Dole. Yeah, I think the Starless Sky Ring is the one that you're gonna want for that build. Now see, watch, you cannot interrupt this guy's his stuff. He's gonna go to phase 2, phase 3, no matter. Now look, see, he won't die no matter what you do. He's not gonna die early. He's gonna force you to go through all of his phases. This phase right here that we're in right now, I think, is one of the most unfair phases ever. Because technically he's dead. I mean, he doesn't have any hit points left. And I got to deal with this circular fire that if you get in it, even for a little bit, you're dead. I see, he just dies right away. But it forces you to go through that mechanic no matter what you do. That's why I hate this guy. I hate this boss. But Sunday, I know that people said that I was running through, said they got some good drops from this guy on Sunday. Yep, 3 times. I mean, 2 mythics yesterday back to back, Grandfather and Tyro's Might. That's awesome, bro. I mean, even though, you know, Summon Necro may not use some of those pieces, Tyro's Might it probably does. Maybe not the Grandfather, but still good sparks. I mean, break them down, use those sparks, and get the piece you want. I mean, that's what I do a lot. I see, look, he should have been dead. You saw how his life just boomed. But no matter what you do, you got to go through these. And there, I think we took him down before he got his second phase. That's very difficult to do usually. Usually he hits that second phase no matter what you do. All right, awesome. Well, I'm glad that happened. I didn't even know you could interrupt a stupid third phase, to be honest with you. Okay. For the Razor. Yeah, that's cool. Starlet's Ring. I know Sunday when we were running stuff, people were getting some really good drops, and I was so happy because it just makes me so happy when my mats are actually being used for people to get what they need. You know, I mean, my characters are all geared up. They're already got everything I need. There's nothing else I need. I do it now for future characters. Stupid as that sounds, it's the truth. Like right now, I'm just running mythics for my barbarian that I haven't even created yet. So if people that I run through these runs, you know, get stuff that they could use and that they've been trying to get, it just makes me happy. I get so happy about it. I was cheering like crazy Sunday when people were telling me, yeah, I just got Tyro's Might. Yeah, I was like, man, that's the best ever.
Cannot be salvaged.
From the Razor Plate, yeah, I have a Razor Plate, I have a Thorn Barbarian in some season, I don't remember which season. I have played Path of Exile. In fact, I've played a lot of Path of Exile. I've actually helped people come from Diablo 4 to Path of Exile, help them understand it. Getting your friends their mythics, yeah, I love it, man. I just love helping people get what they need. But yes, I do play Path of Exile. I love Path of Exile. Path of Exile 2, November 15th. That's the early release date. Finally, they finally have committed to a date. I'm super excited about it. I think Path of Exile 2 is a great game. I don't think you can compare that game to this game. I just don't think it's a fair comparison at all. This game, I've always said, Diablo 4 is made for, you had a tough day at work, you come home, your brain is kind of blitzed, you just want to do something mindless. You come into Diablo 4 and you just mindlessly kill stuff. All right, just what this guy is selling 50 trillion gold for a Hellhammer with 2 GAs on it. What is he talking about? But yeah, and then Path of Exile, it's more of a game that it's going to take a little bit of thought, a little bit of, it depends how far you are in the game too. I mean, if you've already like if you're already running maps, it doesn't take a whole lot more. You know, it's kind of just mindlessly killing stuff too.
I'm not ready.
Yeah, Path of Exile, I talk about it a lot. I really like it. Oh, no, you don't. But I also like games like Once Human, loved it. First Expedition I thought was a pretty fun game. I mean, I'm sorry, the First Descendants. I always want to call it the First Expedition for some reason. I almost died because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. There we go. No, I'm on a PC. I'm on a PC. I do have an Xbox Series X as well, but I used to stream a lot of the Division 2, Madden NFL, and that's what I bought my Xbox. My Xbox was strictly bought just for Madden NFL. I had Ghost Recon and that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you why, because the PC versions of all those games I just listed off suck. They've all so buggy and crashy and just terrible. But as soon as you get them on an Xbox or a PS, my son has a PS, they're great games. But if you if you go read reviews on those games, you'll see that everybody that's on a console is just complaining like crazy. So every year I would buy the Xbox and my son would buy the PS for just like a few random games. Now I no longer, in fact, I've just had somebody whoops, we'll save that. That's got a GA. People have contacted me asking me, aren't you going to play Madden NFL anymore? Nope. It's just been the same thing over and over and over. They have not done squat with that game for so many years. I used to run a league, so I used to play it a lot. Used to do a lot of different games. Did a lot of World of Warships and World of Tanks for, oh my gosh, years. Streamed that for a long time. The other thing I'll tell you guys, because I know the game's been lagging a lot since they did the Goblin event, and there's kind of a pretty easy fix for it in most cases, and that is go in and turn off your crossplay. All he says is Madden's improved. That's interesting. I haven't bought it. I didn't buy it. This is the first year I didn't buy Madden. First year I didn't buy it. So maybe he's right. I just got tired of it over the last few seasons, but he might be right. My dad was a football coach. That's what my dad was. He was a football coach. That's actually how I went to college, was on a football wrestling scholarship. That was how I ended up going to school. They told me, you can go to college for free, but you got to let us beat up your body every day for 4 years. And I'm like, oh, okay, sounds like a good deal. Now as an old man, I'm like, oh my gosh, my body hurts so bad. There we go, interrupted his phase 3 again. That's awesome. Oh man, we are just not having luck today with bosses. We got 2 mythics today, one from Zir, one from Darrell.
I cannot carry.
Man, this bag stuff is killing me, Holmes. I'm thinking about doing a followers run this Thursday. Again, find me, Made Biker pound 1605. Made Biker #1605. I'll put it in here actually, just so everybody has it. All right, there's that. Find me, send me a friend thing, and I will definitely accept it. I'm thinking about doing one Thursday, so that way we can run followers through. They can start getting stuff they need. We did run Sunday, and I think this week what we're going to do is we're going to do one on the weekday and one on the weekend. So we'll see. Oh, and maybe I should start the stream later on Thursday. What time do you get off work, Daniel? What time is your? I'm trying to figure out the best for the most people, and what's going to work for people and what isn't. I'm really trying to make it so the most people can get involved in it.
The fort is ready for whatever you need.
5 to 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. So Pacific, I'm Eastern. So 5:30 your time is. Oh wait, that's. I know I'm not hardcore. No, I could never do a hardcore. No way. 5:30 Pacific time. So Eastern time, that would be, is that 8:30 at night? I think that's 8:30 at night at Eastern. That may not be good. But I will, yeah, that I can guarantee you I won't be online that late. But what's the weekend look for you? Last week we did it we did it last Sunday.
You can still use this.
I could do it on Saturday if needed. Okay, all right. Well, I'll announce, but I'll try to do it again on Sunday. I think it's best to just keep it on the same day, and we'll do one this Thursday as well. So that way we're getting the people that are not on that normal Monday through Friday schedule, and we'll also get people that, have the weekends off. So it'll work. We'll get it. Yeah. We will get it. And I have a lot of mats, so we'll run and run and run and run. I'm telling you, Sunday, every one of the guys got a lot of mythics, man. It was a very successful day for everyone, myself included. I mean, everybody got a lot of mythics. There we go. Now we've got the rhythm down that we're interrupting his. The Druid's been super powerful this season. It's been a good build. The Rogue too. My Sorcerer is actually, I think, more powerful than this, but my Sorcerer is kind of weird. My Sorcerer is better like with Infernal Hordes. Rather, he's single target. I don't believe he's as strong as this guy is. It's, yeah, Sorcerer I agree. My Sorcerer is pretty incredible. I like him a lot. He's been pretty fun to play. My Rogue is a blast too, man. Don't get me wrong. My Barrage Rogue, holy cow. He's just been something. I lost a little bit of time there. I wasn't paying attention. That was my bad. I don't think we're going to interrupt him this time, though. Why do I have this stupid screen up? There we go. Oh, I thought we were going to still interrupt it, but we didn't.
I'm not ready yet.
And watch out for that swash that goes across here. Oh, it already happened. Well, got 2 mythics today, and that looks like all we're gonna get today. But 2 is better than 0. I used Petrify for a long time. I used it for a long time.
And I did use the wind. I did use your wind shear that you're mentioning too, Brandon. I did use that for quite a while as well. I just switched to this build, which is, and I've been posting this because a lot of people haven't heard of this site, and this is, I found this. I just think this build is, I think it's the best out there right now for this guy. For this, let me post it. I'll post it there. And I'll post it over here on TikTok. That way Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, everybody sees it. TikTok sees it. That's the build I'm using right now. And I'm going to tell you, dude, it's just, it blows away all the other landslide builds. I mean, I've used Doomstorm. I've used, oh, I'm full. I can't pick up anything. Duh. I've used them all. And to me, this one is like by far the strongest of them all. And I really like the way Rob did his Paragon board. There's really, it's very damage oriented. I did it just like he had it. I used the standard build at that address. See, I switched out of, I tried that Doom build and I tried the Max Roll build, and I think at level 90, I got pretty sick of it. And so oh, that's a season 3 portal. So I transitioned to the D4 build there that I posted about that level. And I ran the standard build on it until I got my mythics. And I just switched to the mythic build on there like last week, I think it was last week.
Don't ruin all that work. Huh?
What did I just do? Did I just put all that stupid stuff in my bag? I think I did. I did. I just think this build is much, the one on Max Roll was better. I liked it better than the Dooms build. I mean, I don't know. I know that there's some people that love that Doom build, and I did try it, and I even went so far because it uses totally different, Paragon glyphs. And so I leveled all the glyphs up so I could do a fair comparison of it. And I just didn't like it. I just felt like there were so many wasted points in the Paragon board that didn't make sense to me. And I could not get the build to work the way others were saying how good it was. I just didn't like it too much. I switched to this D4, which is done by Rob. I don't know if you guys know much about Rob, but he's a streamer from Germany. And this build has been just unbelievable. Very tanky.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
But yeah, I posted the link there to this build, and it's on D4. What is it called? Diablo. It's, what is it? D-builds. I'm sorry, d4builds.gg. And it's a good build. I really like it. If you want to take a look at it, go there. It's super good.
My burden is too great.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? So, 2 mythics today. Again, it's better than 0. but it's not what I was hoping. I was hoping to grab 2 more. I'd like to get 4 today, and I was hoping I was going to cash them in for the grandfather for my build that I'm thinking about doing with a barbarian, and I could use that piece. I haven't even started it, so I haven't even created the barb yet, but yeah, I'm farming for mythics. All my characters, my rogue, my druid, my sorcerer, I've got all the pieces I need. What am I doing?
I can break that down.
And so now I'm just kind of trying to, which is why I do follower runs too, is because I have everything I need. It's kind of hoping that you guys get what you need. And Sunday, boy, I'll tell you, Stygian and TK and H2O, they got some good drops. And someone else, I can't remember who else came in, because TK had to leave due to the fact that his he was getting a lot of lag on his computer. Thursday, I will try to start the stream. I usually start the stream always at the same time at 11 a.m. But I will do one Thursday, and then we'll also do one at Sunday at 11 a.m. So we'll do a followers stream run on Thursday and on Sunday, both at 11 a.m. Made Biker #1605. Send me a friend request. I'll get it accepted, and yeah, we'll have fun. I'm hoping that people will get what they need. I was so happy with Sunday's run that everybody got the stuff they needed. It was great. Yep, add me now, bro. I'm not gonna leave and accept it yet until when I'm done, but I will definitely accept it. Let me put that on here so everybody has that. I am Blossom. Thank you. I appreciate it. So there it is on there for Twitch and everyone and YouTube. And here it is for TikTok. Did I spell that right? Yeah. So there you go. Send me a friend request. I'll get it accepted. And this weekend and this Thursday, we'll do some follower runs. And I'm telling you guys, we will definitely get some mythics. It didn't take us long Sunday. I mean, we ran for less than, it wasn't more than 2 hours. And everybody had at least 2 mythics, at least. And even the guy that left early was able to grab mythics. It won't take long. I gotta stay out of that fire though. And I went back in it again. Wasn't paying attention. I just about died right there. And I did die. I wasn't paying attention. That was me bad. Yeah, you can still friend request Matt. And here's how they work is you send me a friend request like whatever, and I accept it. Then if you're online, I send you an invite to join the party. I gotta watch what I'm doing, and I'm sorry, I don't want to die again. And then I run you through bosses. We try to get, you just kind of stay with me. Your only big requirement you have, I'm stuck, is you try to be in World Tier 4. That's all you have to do with your character is get him to a World Tier 4, and I'll handle the rest. There we go. I wasn't paying much attention. That hurt. I'll handle the mats. I'll handle all of that. And I just try to get you guys mythic gear. I just try to get you mythic gear. And also, I have a bag full of uniques. Full. So I always ask, right at the beginning of the stream, I always ask if there's anything that people need for their build. You know, and they may tell me, hey, I need Unsung, or I need Tybalt's Will. And I'm like, okay, let me go check my bag. And if I have it, I give it to you. I don't need it. I just give it.
and that gives you a piece of gear. If you're not a world tier 4, but you still would like to grab some gear a little early, of course you can't wear it till you're level 80. Again, if you know what your build is going to need as far as unique gear goes, you tell me. And like this Banished Lord, you may say, I need the Banished Lord's talisman. Okay, you can have it. I'll give it to you. And most of them that I save have a GA, a greater aspect on it already. Like this one right here has got a 90% vulnerable damage GA on it. So I always will try to just give you what you need if I have it. Now, sometimes I don't have it. Like Marcy was asking for an Archon vest Sunday, and I thought I had it, but I did not. So I usually, if I have it though, it's yours. I don't need it.
Doing all that work, huh?
I would rather somebody use it than me, just because what happens here is if after some time I'm still holding all this gear that's in my bags, I mean, look, this bag is full. This is all jewelry, full. This is all, this is all pants and chest, almost full. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots left. This is all weapons and headpieces. It's got like 6 slots left. And this is all boots and gloves, and it's got like 6, 7 slots left. So I have a lot of stuff that I'll just give you, and I would prefer that it goes, you know, to somebody that can use it rather than me break it. And don't get me wrong, I will break it. If it ends up that I'm hanging on to it for too long, I will break it. All right, so we're not seeing a whole lot of action on this boss either. And I'm going to tell you now, the boss that we've been seeing a lot of drops has been my buddy, the Lord Zir. So Zir likes Exquisite Blood, which we burned through a lot of it already. I've only got a little bit left. I've got 164 left. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll start watching the game chat to see for some of that to go up on the market, and I'll grab it and replenish my supply. And that's what I do. I mean, I started with 55 trillion gold. I'm down to 39 trillion gold. How did I get that much gold? Because I just ran these, not tier 3, but tier 8. Well, not with this character either. My sorcerer, I'll take him and just farm tier 8s, and I'll just run them over and over. I appreciate that, Bunsy. Burnsy, hey, brother, Ken, good to see you, man. And I'll just run them over and over and over and over and over. And when I get those 400 or 480 ethers, I just cash them in for gold. If you do that twice, you're going to be hitting 100 million gold. And do that for 6 hours, you're going to be in trillions. You know, that's what I've done. So yeah, it's pretty easy to farm gold right now. You always see people looking for blood. You know, I guess I don't really know the answer to that, Matt, because the only time I'm ever really watching game chat is when I need something. Like right now, I see a guy right now, he wants to buy boss mats for 500 million a stack. But yeah, get a mythic yet. Well, mythics take a while, and to be honest with you, the mythic drop rate improves. Like you're a level 82. I'm gonna be honest, the drop rate period for anything, even at 925 gear, really doesn't improve until, for most of the time, until you hit like that level 90 area. It just seems like it gets better. The game just, I don't know why, but you know, it should at 80, because at level 80, you can start wearing 925 gear. But my experience over 5 seasons has been, you know, yeah, you got a little bit further to go. And what I would do, Gamer Dad, is I would do nothing but these, bro. Your whole goal right now is to hit 100, get level 100. I would do nothing but those right there. Infernal Horde, Infernal Horde, Infernal Horde, Infernal Horde. You're going to get so sick of Infernal Horde, but it is the fastest XP you've ever seen. you will fly. Now you want to push the level if you can. You don't want to die. If you start dying, then you've pushed it too high. MWE, thanks for the follow. Even if it's only doing tier 3 or tier 2, run them. I do not recommend that you buy any of the gear. I wouldn't open any of the chest gear, although some people claim they've gotten mythics through it. I personally, through all my time, have never seen good gear drop in the torments, but people have. I strictly open the mats or gold. That's it. I'll take my whole thing of ethers and just open up all of the mat box chest or just cash it in for gold. But yeah, run torment, and you will just, your XP is just gonna push you fast. If you're at 82 and if you run mythic, which is gonna suck, I ain't gonna lie, because it's pretty boring, but if you run mythic for 2 hours, just dedicate 2 hours, you will be probably really close to hitting level 100 by the time you're done. It's gonna be close, because that XP, and it also depends on what tier you're doing too, but that XP is awesome. It really is. It's incredible. All right, what's it got? What do we got going on here? Let's see. I was gonna go do some more Lord Zir, but I think I'm gonna save those mats until I'm able to get some more, just because if I don't get more, I want enough to be able to run followers through it a few times, because I've seen a lot of mythics drop there, and I'll try to grab some more. I'm gonna work on a new barbarian. I think this is my 3rd character right now. I'll try to do a barbarian for my 4th character. I don't think I'll do a necro though, because necro just sometimes something about it drives me insane with that build, that class. I think like right now there's a guy looking on trade. He's asking for somebody to come in and run tier 8 hordes with him. A lot of times if you just go into the trade and say, I want to run tier 5s, anybody running T5 hordes, you'll get 3 or 4 people that say, me, you can join, let's join. And it sometimes makes it more enjoyable, and it can also keep you alive a little bit longer. But keep in mind that more people that are in your party, everything ramps, everything goes up with each person in your party, which we really witnessed that Sunday on our follower run, was that, with 2 guys, Darrell was cake. Or actually, Darrell was cake even with 4 guys. What we had problems with was once we hit party of 4, the Glacier Beast he became the most difficult boss of all of them. It was unbelievable. Now, keep in mind, I think it was 3 sorcerers and 1 rogue. So, our team wasn't made up of the best group in the world, but I was amazed at how hard the Beast in the Ice became. I will run Spearborn first thing. I'm probably going to either run a Jaguar or Centipede first thing with the DLC. Yeah, just ran Zir. There you go, bro. I'm so glad to hear that, man. You got your mythic, and it's the Spear of Light Cannon. That Spear of Light Cannon is supposed to be really good for the Ghost Goblin thing, but the Goblins, I think, ends today. Yeah, Zir has been dropping them, man. I'm so glad you got something, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome. The next season start today. The PTR for the next season, I think it does start today. I think it's this afternoon. I want to say Eastern time, Florida time. I want to say it's like 4 o'clock. I think is when the PTR for the next season is up, which we'll check it out tomorrow online, and we'll during the stream, and take a look at it and see what we can find and what we're going to like and dislike. As always, I do so many comments to Blizzard about their PTRs, because they get that little comment field there. They want to hear your feedback. Boy, do I fill their ears. But a lot of things they've done that has been good based on the PTR changes. Guys, I gotta go. This has been great. This was a good 3-hour stream, and normally I would go a little longer. I'm still kind of finishing up a couple home projects here, but they're just about finished, and we'll be able to do back to our 5-hour streams here soon. I appreciate you all, man. I really do. This has been great. Again, Made Biker #1605. Send me a invite, a friend request, and you can get in on the follower run Thursday, and we'll do another one Sunday. All right, take care, everybody. I'm glad you're having a good day, I hope.